All right, let's pick up here where we left off. So for this part of the app, we're going to work with some storyboard issues. We're going to get a couple of things out here so the user can see who won, and also throw a button on there so they can restart the game. So basically, we're just kind of working with some of the display aspects of our game here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So on our storyboard, all right, so let's go ahead and add a button. All right, so let's bring up our attributes inspector here. Hang on a second there. There we go. I was missing my library. Let me just bring that up. Okay, so that should look more like your screen. Okay, so let's go to the bottom here and let's look for a button. All right, let's bring that button onto our screen here. We can go ahead and just kind of size that up so it fills up the whole length of our view. Just kind of go from blue grid line to blue grid line. All right, we're going to change the text to play again. All right, let's do some formatting of it here. So let's open up our fonts. Let's try something different here. Let's go bold with it. Why not here? If you want to change to a different text style, feel free. Or if you want to go custom and change to a different font, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't really like Papyrus here. I'm going to go with, I'll just go back to Arial. Good old Arial's fine with me. And then I'm going to bold that. So you can play around with that, if you want to make it a little bigger, if that's fine. Okay. Let's see here. Why don't we change the background color here just so it stands out? I'll just go with this, what the heck, I'll go blue with it. All right, so obviously I'm going to change that text color because that's hard to see there. I'll just go to a white text color. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so we got a nice button added to it here. Let's go ahead and add a label. Okay, so let's go label, search for a label, and then that's not how you spell label. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and we'll just put that above the button here. So I'm going to just kick this down just a little bit. Same thing, let's just kind of make that about the size of the screen here. We want it to be identical and match up to the button. We can change the text to, because again, eventually this is going to say X has won or O has won. So maybe we'll just leave a question, who will win? Okay, we can center that up. All right. Again, if you want to go ahead and play around with the color of that, you can. I'll probably just match mine up to just be very similar to the button below it. So click back on that. So let's go to background. Let's choose blue. Let's go to, let's see here, what am I looking for? Yeah, you can play around here with tints. Just add different options to it. Change our text color to white. I get that to match up, and then we can change our font as well. Again, these are things you can or can't do. This is not going to make or break the app. I'm just going to play around with it a little bit. Got the same font, and then I think I need to make that. Did I go bold? That looks about right. Okay, so again, maybe you want to do two different colors there, but either way, we've got label and we've got a button. Okay, so now what we're going to do, okay, is we got to hook these things up to outlets. All right, so let's go to our split screen. All right, let's start first with the button. All right, so remember the button was the second item, or the one on the bottom there, so to speak. All right, so let's make this an action. So we're going to put this action, okay, below, below this the function here that's got all kinds of stuff in there. Okay, so what we're going to want to make sure is that we come. So we're kind of, here's the last curly brace in the function. We're going to put it right in this section here. So let's control drag all the way down. Let's change our connection to an action. Let's go ahead and call this one play again pressed, and we'll go ahead and connect that. That looks good. We're also going to hook this up to a, because we're going to change the appearance, and we're going to hide and unhide the button, so we got to make an outlet for it. So let's come up top here to where our outlets are going to be. I'll just put a comment there. So we'll drag here, and we'll create it. So that's going to be an outlet. Don't change that. And then we can just say play again button. Connect that. Okay. And then we also need to hook up the label as an outlet. So while we're up here, let's click on our label. Drag it right below that one, and we can call this one status label. So we'll kind of keep track of the status of the game for us, and I think that is it. Okay, so next thing we want to do, okay, so now that we've got our outlets hooked up here, this is actually a pretty quick video here, but again, just trying to break them down to small pieces for you. We're going to just kind of play around with the button state so they're showing up and things like that. So let's go ahead to, let's see here, we're going to go into our functions here, and we're going to, once we have a winner of the game, all right, we want the we want the play buttons to show up, all right? Because right now we'll talk about hiding them in a moment. So in our code, though, so actually let's do it the other way because it'll probably make more sense. So let's go back to our storyboard. When you click on the button, okay, and we're going to go ahead and look at our properties over here. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on, so with my button selected, Attributes Inspector, scroll down a little bit. All right, look in the drawing, we're going to click on Hidden. All right, you can see it kind of grays that out. All right, and we're going to do the same thing with the label. All right, so we're going to start those out as hidden, so they won't show up there, when it's up there. Actually, you know what? We're going to let's leave the label unhidden. All right, like this, that way that'll just be up there. Who will win? But we want the button to be hidden. Okay. So now in our code, when we have a winner, all right, we want that play button to show back up. Okay. So where we're going to go is right here. All right. So we're going to go play again button, excuse me, dot is hidden is now going to be equal to false, because when it's hidden, it's true. But when someone wins, okay, so we've checked these at wins, okay, again, we want the play again button to show up. Okay, so that's why we have that set to hidden. Also, okay, what we want to do here, okay, is we want that label. So that label, the status label, needs to say who won. So we're going to replace the print statements with that. So we're going to go status label dot text. All right, so again, I'm inside this if statement. That's going to be equal to X has won. And then we'll do the same thing here. Actually, I'll just delete. And I can go status label dot text is equal to O has won. Okay, so now instead of printing out to the console, it's going to show up in those labels. Okay, so that's an important thing we want to do as well. All right. So again, right now we're just focused on displaying that. Eventually, the next step of the video is going to be, again, what happens to restart the game, and that's when we'll start kind of doing some work with this action. Let's just do a quick check of this step just to see how that looks when we run our app, and then we'll be just about done. Okay. So I think after this we'll have one more part left. That is to get the ability for the user to replay the game and restart. All right. So you can see that the button is hidden. So now let's go ahead through and play our game. And right away you can see once we won, X has won, and play again button now shows up. So that's just kind of nice there. So that button doesn't need to be there the whole time. Again, it might be a good idea to maybe make this button look a little different than the label. They're pretty similar, so it might be confusing. So maybe you could say click here to play again, or something, that could be up to you to design there. But either way though, all right, again, the code we just created, all right, again, so you put your outlets in for your button and your label. Okay, we put an action in for that button, and we'll get into more with that button in the next video. And then we just updated our kind of the winning, what happens when we win here. So if you get a winner, again, our status label will show X as 1 or O as 1, and then that play again button shows up. All right, so we're getting close to the end. Keep working hard on this, guys. Questions, problems, please let me know. All right, like I said, I think we got about one more video, and we'll wrap this thing up here. All right, so good job, guys.